Hello everyone, I am Harshita and today's topic is expense field in expenses. Expense fields are the additional fields which can be configured and captured in expense. And based on that configuration or selected options only, fields get displayed in the expense report. Whatever configuration is done of the expense field, according to that only, while creating expense report, you can see the fields. Now, configuration can be done as required, optional, or hidden. If you will select hidden, those fields will not get displayed at all. If you will select optional, in that field, user is not required to enter any data. And if you will select required, user is required to enter data in that required field. So these are the three configurations according to which the fields get displayed as required, optional, or fields will not get displayed if you will select it as a hidden field. Now, there are various options available from where you can enable the expense fields. Like while creating expense type in expense report template, you can configure. While creating expense template, you can configure. Then you can also configure text fields by from manage text fields page. And you can also use expense fields by category option to do the expense fields configuration. From all the options, expense field configuration at the time of creating expense type overrides. Now, let's go to the instance and navigate to all the options from where you can configure expense field. So moving to the instance now. Now, after logging to the instance, go to settings and actions, then go to setup and maintenance. Give setup here as financials, functional area expenses. And here in the required task, you can see manage expense report template. Just select this option or task. Here is one already created expense report template you can see. And for creating a new, you just need to click on this add icon. So while creating an expense report template, you can see one of the tab as expense fields. Here the fields are like description, expense location, number of days, merchant name. You can give this fields as hidden, optional or required. So what happens when expense report will get created, this fields will get displayed or will not get displayed as per the options you have selected here as hidden, optional or required. Right now I have given hidden. If you want, you can give any hidden, optional or required as per the need. So this is when you are creating expense report template, you can configure the expense fields. Now, if you will move to the expense type tab, so here also, first I need to give name, then only this create button will get activated. So for practice, I'm giving here as test and saving. You can save. Now, if we will go to expense type and if we will click on this add icon, here also you can see that while creating expense type, expense field tab is there. And here also there are fields like description, expense location, number of days, and merchant name. There is one additional option available other than hidden, optional, and required is use setup from expense template. So if you will set this option, then whatever setup you have done at the creation of expense report template for expense field, that only will apply here. So you can use these two options like while creating expense type or while creating expense report template to configure or enable expense fields. Now, the next option is if you want to enable any text fields, so from where you can enable that. So for that, you need to go to manage text field page. So let's move to that. Let's cancel it. Go to manage text fields option or task. My business unit is coming, just edit it. Now text fields on expense report checkbox is coming. If you will enable this option, all the text fields will get activated. Now from here you can set your text fields as optional, required or hidden, whatever fields you want at the time of expense report creation. So you can configure it from here. And if you want to add any specific country here, then you can also add it from here. Fine. And after giving all this configuration here, you can just save and close. So this is one of the options from where you can configure your text fields on expense report. So right now I'm canceling it and moving to our next option, that is creation of expense fields by category. So moving to that task, here you can see that manage expense field by category is coming. Just go to this task. Here in expense fields by category, there are different categories available like accommodation, car rental, meals, mileage, etc. Now, if you will go to like accommodation category, you can see enables field for accommodation is activated here for US1 business unit, and there are two fields, merchant and checkout date. One is required and one is hidden. So what happen is when you will create your expense report, then the merchant field will get displayed there, but checkout date you will not be able to see because it is set as hidden. So what we will do, we will go to expense report and we will give category as accommodation and we will see whether checkout date is there visible or not, right? So let's move to the expense report creations. For that, go to navigator, under me, go to expenses. Now to create, just click on this add icon. Now create item. Now what we will do, we will select type or category as accommodation. It's hotel. Now, as I've selected the category here, you can see that merchant name is coming as we have given this merchant name as the required option there as a required field. But checkout date is not visible here because we have given configuration as hidden for that field. So now what we will do, we will go back to the accommodation category there and we will select checkout date as a required or a optional field, and let's see whether it will be visible or not after that. So let's go to the expense field by category task again. Go to setting and section, setup and maintenance. Give your financials, expenses, functional area, show all tasks, manage expense field by category, go to accommodation and give checkout date as required. Save and close. Now let's re-navigate to the expense work area. Go to navigator, me, expenses. Click on this add item. Click on this add icon to create expense report. Click on this create item. Now give type hotel. Now you can see the checkout date is coming here. So this is how you can set your expense fields in the instance here. So this was all about the expense fields. Thank you.